Lies.
Rob from Georgia here with you, aka VHS82 apostrophe. I'm your regular Wednesday evening host here at BodyBags. It is a not so random week. It is label week, and therefore we're taking a look at Echo Bridge distribution company, founded in 1995, which gained, I did not know this until today, but gained its logo, its name and logo from the actual Echo Bridge bridge in Massachusetts. And therefore that is the, I don't know if you can see it or not, but I'm not sure if you can see that or not. Maybe now you can. But anyways, so Echo Bridge all week long here at BodyBags. And I don't have many Echo Bridge releases on my shelf, but I did have this one. And thankfully, Axis of Evil, Puppet Master, from 2010, directed by David DeCoteau, had never been done on BodyBags. So, you know, it's an Echo Bridge release, and I'm a real novice when it comes to Puppet Master, unlike probably most of our reviewers here at BodyBags, Jason being one. This has all 9 films on it, which is Echo Bridge is known for, compiling a lot of movies on a few discs. This one has 5 on one, 5 on the other, I think, or 4 on the other. And generally, when you get these kind of compilations, you don't want to expect good, really super good transfers and all that wonderful stuff. And I can't really speak to the earlier ones and how they look. I think I put in Puppet Master once, the original, and it doesn't seem like the transfer was really good at all. But I was pretty impressed with this one. Now, this is a 2010 film, so I was pretty impressed with how this looked down here. Now, me and the Littles were down here just a little bit earlier watching this in the pitch black of my movie room, and it is free of a lot of excesses that us horror fans get accustomed to, maybe even enjoy. But I love sharing opportunities with my Littles in terms of film and horror films and whatnot. And this one seemed a bit more of a throwback to, say, the likes of The Invisible Agent. This falls into the subgenre of the Nazis are out to get their hands on some secret formula, something that is going to help the cause at home, right? And winning World War II, which really, the film sets itself in 1939, and we begin in Bodega Bay. Of course, the fog, the birds, pretty popular spot, and of course, Puppet Master. So it sets and begins in there, and so much of the references to World War II really are not quite historically accurate. A lot of talk about fighting troops, Americans, and whatnot, and America really doesn't even get involved until 41. Now, we were sending Air Force pilots and whatnot to go fly in the RAF and whatnot. But in terms of, they sort of treat this in 1939 as the whole world is at war. It's just beginning. And so, yeah, I mean, you can kind of overlook that, I guess, although it would have been nice. I guess it's, you know, you want it to fit the narrative of the stories, you know. So anyways, it's interesting. If I didn't mention, it is week 533 here at BodyBags. And so it was a fun movie. First time watch. I've only got it once under my belt. Again, I watched it with my Littles, and again, no excessive nudity or language or any of that junk. I refer to it as junk, but I refer to everything as junk. But it's nice to be able to sit in the quiet darkness of my movie room with my Littles and enjoy something like this. Now, some of the kills were actually pretty good. I am somewhat familiar with Puppet Master. I mean, I get the basic idea, gist. Right? I just never really immersed myself into the franchise. But this was a pretty good one to, you know, sort of continue, maybe even go back to number 1 and begin there. And just now that I sort of got a taste for this going again. I think David DeCoteau, I think he did like 3 or 4 of these. Of course, this is Charles Band. It's Full Moon. And it's released by Echo Bridge, of course. And I did not mention in my little blurb on Echo Bridge, quite a long filmography in terms of distribution, but just 3 movies, which surprised me that it was actually on the list. From Dusk Till Dawn, Beastmaster, and the original Prom Night. So that's interesting, but it's that's where, you know, things like Wikipedia, IMDb really come in handy. And quite amazingly, as Toulon, William Hickey is brought back, although compliments of archival footage. He was the original Toulon, apparently. I went and just did a quick IMDb check. But I know him, of course, as Uncle Lewis from Christmas Vacation. Fantastic. Maybe the greatest Christmas movie ever, right? I just don't want to lose this menu screen. And so so it must be archival footage from the first film, maybe, perhaps, which, you know, works for me because, again, I'm not that steeped into the franchise, but I did notice that apparently, and anyone can correct me down in the comment section, but did he only play Toulon once in the original Puppet Master? I went through the first few films and I noticed at least once there was a guy who played him in 2 films, but different actors, varying actors playing Toulon. But so it was pretty cool for this particular movie for them to go back and bring in some archival footage of the original Toulon. So basically, in short, again, this is sort of out of that invisible agent formula type. The Nazis are attemptingly trying to grab something that will help the war effort. In this case, it is Toulon. They follow Toulon from Germany to Bodega Bay, California, in hopes of acquiring this formula, whatever it is that allows his puppets to spring to life. And very early on in the opening few minutes of the film, he's got his puppets on the lookout, and they are coming, and he is able to secure his puppets, and then ultimately takes his own life, which is sort of a tragic moment, having my littles in the room. It is a little bit graphic, but of course that begged a lot of questions, you know, but it's, you know, brings a lot of answers, you know, in terms of the secrecy of the formula, and it's a moral choice, right, to maintain something that will only benefit something as evil as the Nazi Empire. And so, you know, it's a high moral choice there for him to try to keep. Now, there's a kid who lives in the same, or not lives, he's visiting his uncle Len, visiting him, working on furniture for a wedding. I think something like that. I think it's a wedding. Yeah, Uncle Len. And so he's been working on furniture. His mom lives in, his brother is involved in World War II, but he comes home on a visit. He has a girlfriend. Our main character is Danny. His girlfriend Beth works in a munitions plant. And so Danny can't fight in World War II because of the after effect of polio at birth. So he's got a bit of a limp and just can't make the cut for military service, which is a blessing to his mom, right? And so, you know, brother comes home, and of course, in light of Toulon's suicide, which he had hoped he would actually get to spend some time helping with his puppets, he is the benefactor, Danny is, of Toulon's case that has all the puppets in there. And he very quickly realizes there are Nazis and now Japanese working together to no good, espionage and sabotage. And so, you know, once the Nazis don't get their hands on what they're looking for, they move on to the next best thing, which is, you know, create some sabotage. And it happens to be this munitions plant where Danny's girlfriend works. And so quickly he catches on to what's happening. He recognizes one of the Nazis who exit Toulon's room, and so he tries to explain to his girlfriend what is happening. She doesn't buy it at first. No one buys it at first, but ultimately they will. And so really it becomes a story about Danny with the help of the puppets to prevent the Nazis and the Japanese from blowing up this munitions plant, which could very well kill his girlfriend and everyone in there. Now, that kind of espionage and sabotage was happening Although, as I said, historically, the fighting was limited to what was happening in Europe. At the time, Germany is just now really beginning, and England was there involved. We don't get involved to 1941 when the Japanese bombed Pearl Harbor. So, you know, so they played very loosely with the historical accuracy of what is happening around the world. But you know what? It doesn't really, it's not like a big deal. I mean, in the sense it doesn't, it's, you know, the story is well enough. The kills, man, let's just get into the kills real quick. You got a head drill. You've got the ninja puppet, man, is awesome, which it was pretty cool that he used the formula and took a bit of the blood from his brother, who had been killed by the Nazis, as well as his mom. And that was a pretty brutal scene, actually, because you kind of really get to like these characters. I did anyways, and my boys did. They were pretty upset when the mom was killed. But he's able to infuse a bit of life from his brother into this ninja puppet, which is freaking awesome. And then they just go, you know, wreck the plans of the Nazis and the Japanese. And it's good, man. You know, people might go after for the lack of story, continuity, writing, actors, acting, whatever. But I'll be honest, being so new to this franchise, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed this movie. It was a riot. It might have seemed a little bit slow-paced in the beginning. It was tough for my littlest one, but once the action really kicked in, and the puppets really start to go on their rampage of helping Danny undermine the Nazis' attempt to do what they're going to do, it's fun, man. It's a fun, and the gore, it's just enough. It doesn't get excessive, doesn't get overboard, and again, I felt fine just watching it with my littlest, two littlest ones. The end is a little abrupt. I do see that there is a direct sequel, but I don't think it's the same Danny, different character or a different actor playing Danny. And quite frankly, if you ask me how many Puppet Master movies are in the complete total franchise, I have no idea. I have no idea. Again, I am the ultimate novice here. All I can say coming in from as an outsider, I enjoyed this. This was a fun movie, and this was a nice little segue to perhaps dig further into the franchise. So if you want to, now I understand the first three are the best. That's what I've heard and read. If there's any ones, not in any particular order, that I ought to see first, drop them down below. Tell me. This was a surprise. I really did get an absolute kick out of this, and my boys did too. And again, it was fun seeing Uncle Lewis in something different, and it's always nice. Label Week's always nice because, or with the year, we get to do things and theme. We get to do things here at BodyBags that perhaps maybe we've never seen before, and or reintroduced to things maybe we haven't seen in a long time, and therefore we're sort of reintroducing or introducing to you, right? So, anyways. Loved it, man. It's a fun movie. Absolute fun movie. It was a good pick, man, for Echo Bridge here in week 533 at BodyBags. Enjoy the week, man. Enjoy some Echo Bridge entertainment. As always, we end these things off with Go Bills.
This is not a dream. Not a dream.
We might be useful